with her teammate coming up next. The two Japanese skaters right now occupying the top 2 places at the top of the standings with 4 skaters left. Mihara and Honda leading the way. And here is the 15-year-old from Moscow, Alina Zagitova. 4th after the short program, but just 1 point away from reaching a podium spot. The junior world champion from a year ago, and seems to have a lock on one of the 3 Russian places for the Olympic Games in February.
As she interprets the music of Don Quixote, you'll notice in the construction of this program, she leaves her jumping passes, the technical difficulty, to the latter half of the program to gain an extra 10%. Now for her first jumping pass, the most difficult in the competition, triple Lutz, triple loop. The jump she missed in the short program. Of triple jumps here, Steve, the perfect piece of music to play to the technical element in this free skate. Wow, what a second half. Not sure if I like the balance of that program. I felt that the beginning was a little lacking, but she certainly made up over it with what she got done with her numerous jumping passes in the second half.
Now winner of the Junior Grand Prix final last year, Junior World Champion from a season ago as well. Did she do enough to move up onto the podium? We'll find out as the scores come in when we come back.
15-year-old Alina Zagitova, the youngest competitor on the Senior Grand Prix circuit in the women's competition. Beautifully costumed to express the nature of her program and choreography. Unrefined in her artistry and presentation, but charming, poised. And let's take a look now at some of her jumping passes. There's the triple Lutz, triple loop. It's the second jump that is so difficult that nobody does. You have to land the first jump perfectly, the triple Lutz, and spring right back up because you're landing and taking off on the same foot. Double axel now into a triple toe. 3 combinations to start off her series of jumping passes, triple flip with her arms over her head, and then again, arms up in the air on the 2 double jumps. That's a feature that helps to gain points for execution. You can see that jump there clearly under-rotated, so she will lose some marks for that as the blade touched down and rotated on the ice. But that is a massive amount of jumping at the end of the program when you're fatigued. You really have to have the timing perfect to hit the rotations.
Now part of another wave of young, good Russian phenoms. It seems like they're always coming through the pipeline. And Загитова up into first.
And that's a huge score. That will be a score that will be very, very difficult to top.
Just shy of 2:14 with 3 skaters left to go. So a chance to finish on the podium after starting the day in 4th place, 1 point off a podium spot. Загитова, the new leader, ahead of Mihara and Honda. And Alina Zagitova gets the victory, going from 4th to 1st. As the 2 Russians bookend the podium in 1st and 3rd place, respectively. As you see the final results in Beijing, Alina Zagitova and Elena Rodionova, those bookends in 1st and 3rd place around the Japanese skater Wakabe Higuchi, who finishes in 2nd. Gabby Daleman, who was the leader after the short program, drops all the way down to 6th place on the day, with Mihara and Honda in 4th and 5th, respectively. Back for more from Beijing in just a moment. Again, the final standings from the Grand Prix of China. Ladies final, Alina Zagitova in her senior level Grand Prix debut gets the win, going from 4th to 1st. Started the day 1 point out of a podium spot, which was also just over 1 point out of 1st place as well, so didn't have a ton of ground to make up to get to 1st place, but nonetheless producing the win over Wakabe Higuchi and Elena Rodionova, with Mihara and Honda rounding out the top 5. Gabby Daleman, who started the day in 1st, dropped all the way out of the top 5, finishing in 6th with the American Amber Glenn, securing a top 10, but right on the number in 10th place. And a look back at the top 3 skaters on the event, beginning with Rodionova.
Well, Steve, you could tell there was a competition within a competition with the Japanese women and the Russian women trying to earn a spot to the game, and their federation watching the results and the performances in the early season on the Grand Prix circuit. Radionova, who has been plagued by under-rotations in the past, in this competition has been able to refine her jumping technique with her new coach, Elena Buyanova. and how promising for her to get the validation that the change paid off, and she's on the podium here. But this is a field that these skaters, the skaters in the top 7 in this competition, could have been on a Grand Prix podium any of the other Grand Prix. Such fine skating.
Depth and quality. Radionova finishing in 3rd. Okaba Higuchi battling for a spot on the Japanese Olympic team, one of 4 women battling for 2 spots, and she finishes in 2nd.
Well, she heard the huge numbers of Загитова, and she came out skating to James Bond with guns literally a-blazing and firing the triples on all cylinders. Triple Lutz, triple toe. It's so impressive when the skaters, you know, it's going to take their personal best, and they go out there and virtually deliver it. Okaba at the World Championships really battled in the short program, finished in 11th place, and because of that 11th place finish, that's why the Japanese women, or one of the reasons why the Japanese women only have qualified 2 spots on the Olympic team. So it's quite a shame when you look at the number of skaters that could easily do well in South Korea.
And the winner on the day, Alina Zagitova, the 15-year-old from Moscow, world junior champion from a year ago, and already making quite a presence on the senior circuit.
And her strategy was to maximize the technical aspect of this performance. Not that it wasn't artistic. Lovely personality, easily connecting with the audience and the judges, and leaving her jumping passes to the second half. That the most difficult combination that we saw in this competition with the triple Lutz. Watch how she lands and springs right up on the same foot. It's so difficult to do that pass, and often is called under-rotated. So able to get the full marks there actually in all of her jumping passes. Watch the arm feature above her head. That triple flip, double toe, double loop. Looking down at the blades, picking into the ice, and that one for me looked under-rotated. Skaters will check the judges' PDFs, find out exactly how all their jumps were called.
Now, she won the Junior Grand Prix final last year, and now her next Grand Prix event is her senior debut here in Beijing, and she wins that as well. So a 2-event winning streak for Alina Zagitova. As coming up next will be the men's free skate, and then the pairs free. That is next from the Grand Prix of China here on the Olympic Channel, as Alina Zagitova, the 15-year-old sensation from Russia, figures to be a part of the Russian Olympic team in February and could battle for a gold medal, gets the victory in her first ever senior level Grand Prix event today in Beijing. And now for Tracy Wilson, I'm Steve Schlanger. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It was a 3-skater battle at the start of the day. Everyone bunched within 1 point of the top of the standings, and it's Alina Zagitova who prevails in the end. And now we say so long from the Grand Prix of China.